What's up? My live video is acting up, so y'all bear with me and let me see if there is any reason that people can't see it or anything. So let me see. Let's see. I'm not sure what's going on with the live feed, but just started out on my computer, but everything was acting up. How y'all doing? We're gonna do it. I'm just gonna do it for the sake of my YouTube channel. So I'm gonna go ahead and go with it. Let's see why people can't. If they can see it, if you can see it, please give me a thumbs up. What's up, JP? How you doing, man? Yeah, you okay? All right. One of the things I want to stress tonight is that we as a community and a society have to be mindful of everything that's going on around us and find reason to be thankful, even in the midst of this storm. That's one of the things, one of the major reasons I come on here is just try to educate people on what's going on. One of the biggest topics that I was discussing with some people who are still incarcerated was that COVID is still rampant inside the federal prison. People are still getting sick, and they're still keeping them in close proximity of one another. They're switching dorms. They're still moving people from state to state. Unlike Mississippi State Prison, where they've ceased all movement or transfer of prisoners, so they can get everything contained or the virus contained. But in the federal prison, they're not. They're still moving people, and they're still the virus is still running rampant. Another thing that's come up in the federal system is that what they're not telling the public, like it's a all out secret, is that they have a thing that they call Operation Legend. And Operation Legend is where they take drug dealers, well, let me say this, criminals, as society knows them, and when they're gang affiliated, they can charge them with the RICO Act. So that's one thing that our community needs to know, that when we have kids who hang out and they think it's cool to be affiliated or cool to be in a gang, that they can get charged with a crime just because they're affiliated. And it's a federal charge with a mandatory time starting at 25 years to life. So that's a new thing. It's called Operation Legend. And so we have to be mindful of that, in the sense that we have to educate our kids, our teenagers, and our boys that they're hanging out, and these old heads who've been to prison and come back home, they're indoctrinating these young kids into being gang members. That we have to educate them that they have a thing out now called Operation Legend, and that's where they're going to be targeting the black community. The feds are going to be coming to the black community, kicking in doors, looking for guns or anything. They don't even know why people even, one of the things, hey baby, one of the things that happened right here in this town, I'm wondering, was that part of the Operation Legend, where they came in and kicked the doors in of some of my relatives, in under the disguise of they're looking for something, looking for weapons or anything like that. That could have been part of Operation Legend. So we have to make sure that we be mindful to tell our kids that if they're so-called affiliated and they're coming in with other guys who have already been gang affiliated, that the feds can charge them with a crime and give them 25 to life as a first-time offender. You know what I mean? And so it costs a lot of money. And, like I say, the old saying in the feds can indict a ham sandwich. So you don't even have to be, even have to have committed a crime, and you can go to jail for it. Another thing I want to talk about is how we, as the black community, have to find some way to give back. I know all of us don't have much. All of us are struggling, but we forgot that art to where we have, or that custom where we as a black community take care of our own. We don't sit back and watch other people suffer. Even when people had little back in the day, they still shared the small things they had with the people down the road. You know what I mean? Like during the holiday, man, people shared food. They cooked enough. If they had enough, they cooked enough so they could share with other people who didn't have. Man, we've forgotten that. We've got single mothers who are struggling to raise kids and stuff, and we got babies raising themselves, and we just haven't had the conscience enough to help them, or to be able to even give back, man. I mean, whatever happens to that, ain't nobody else gonna come and save us. I always try to tell people that, man. And I was listening to my baby posted a thing that Dick Greg was talking about the good old days, how we're sitting around waiting on other people to come and save us. It's the same thing during this pandemic. We're depending on other people to come and rescue us, man. Other people, they rather sit at home and try to draw unemployment or do other things just so they don't have to go back to work. Yeah, it was a help. It was a help for a lot of other people. What's up, Mike? How you doing, man? You been okay? And so we have to be mindful that we can't get complacent in life, man. We got to strive and push to make our community better. So I don't know what's going on with this thing, man. But when I try to tell people the real, it seems like somebody always is trying to, what's up, Jerome? Trying to interfere or interrupt, some kind of way. You know what I mean? So just bear with me. One of the things also is that even if you have time, when I say help people, a lot of us have people who are, everybody knows somebody who's incarcerated. We've lost the art of letter writing. If you can just, if you know somebody who's incarcerated, if they were your friend while they were on the streets, man, get their address, man, and send them $10. Put $10 on their book so they can have something to get for Christmas. You don't know how much $10 anywhere in the state or the feds or $20 would be on somebody's book. So all of us know somebody who's incarcerated. Whether they're from Mount Bayou, from Memphis, or wherever you're at in the world, we know somebody who's incarcerated. You go by their family house, man, and find a way that you can put $10 or $20 on their books. You just don't know how much that'll help, especially during this season. How many stamps they could buy or whatever. We're so used to that fast social media to where we can go, what's up, sis? How you doing? We're so used to that fast, that instant gratification of reaching out, touching somebody, and they getting right back with us. But they don't have that luxury in the state of the feds. The feds got email, but it's like an hour return. And then we only have limited time that you can check it. So if you get a chance, man, put something on somebody's books who's incarcerated, be it federal or state. You don't know how much difference that will make, and what kind of smile you will put on their face, and you'll remember that. You know what I mean? So that's one of the things, man, the people that helped me when I came home, like Jay and John and, Canez and so many other people, man, Q and everybody, man, they helped sustain me since I've been here and gave me the confidence and the courage to branch out and do things on my own. That's why I always want, no matter, I don't have a lot, but whatever I have, I try to give back to my community, because I know that there are people in Mount Bayou that are in need, I wish I could do it all over the country, but I'd rather do it here on the home front first, as opposed to trying to go out and do everything. So the small things I do, man, I do because it was people like them who helped me. Like my baby, Jessica and everybody who do the small things, like I say, John and Jay and everything, man. Those people, these are like my brothers, man, and they helped me as soon as I got home, and they always remind me, hey, man, if you need me, I'm a phone call away. But I'm not the type of person to ask for anything if I don't need it, and I appreciate everything that they've done for me. So I have to openly say, even Lil Charles and all them, the people that reached out to me, man, and offered help once I got home. You know what I mean? And so sometimes you just never know the kind of, the kind of imprint that that you put up on people when you were free. You know what I mean? That's why I always try to be real and be 100 with somebody when I was free. So I guess it's just to the blessings reciprocate, man. And we're like family for life. These guys are like my real family. You know what I mean? So even when the money that was set aside with the Second Chance Act didn't trickle down to me or help me in any kind of way in Mississippi, because Mississippi, they don't want to help you with anything like other states like New York and Louisiana and Tennessee, where they help offenders returning and stuff. I said all that to say is we have to take care of our own. We can't depend on the system to help our people once they get back. So if you know somebody like Charlie who's just come home, man, reach out to them. What's up, little Ken? Reach out to them. But we as a community have to take care of ourselves. And again, educate them on the laws that affect them. There's so many laws that they're implementing. One of the things that while I was watching that Dick Gregory documentary or his speech, he was talking about white people kill just as many white people or in America than anything. So why we don't have a law, or why don't we never talk about white on white crime? Every time you see it in the news, it's black on black crime. It's the gang bang. Man, white people have been in the biggest gang. They're the biggest game inside the prison. The ABs and the, or AWBs or anything, they're the biggest gang inside of the prisons. Just like they are outside. They're just so low key. You got judges and everybody and prosecutors who are part of this same racially motivated gang that seeks to keep us at bay or to keep us suppressed in the hood. But they don't talk about that because they control the news media. So it's going to always be about what we as African Americans do. You know what I'm saying? So be mindful of that. So before we hate on another brother or so quick to judge another brother once they come and charge him, or to not even listen to what he has to say, because there's a lot of African American men and women who are in prison as first time offenders that are serving life sentences. When you see, what's up, chap? How you doing? That's Chef Boyard George. I appreciate you, man, jumping on this little live and stuff. So I always got to give a shout out to Life on Life Fellowship when you jump on, man. It amazes me, man, the things that you do to help people. How your heart is just so, so giving. I watch and I observe, man. Your heart is always out to where you're looking to help somebody. You know what I mean? And the one thing that God blessed you with was to be a good reader of people. And I watch you and see how you observe people. You know what I mean? And sometimes you take it to heart and things like that. But you're so keen on that. That's just one thing that God has blessed you with a keen sense of discernment in relationship to people and other things that are going on around you, man. So I appreciate you and Life on Life Fellowship for extending the help to be able for me to help my hometown here in Mount Bayou, man. So each day, man, I tell people, you know what I mean? Sometimes God give you people who are not your blood, man, but they're actually your actual kinfolk. So just like you and just like Canez and John and Jay, you guys are my brother. Chaplain Watson, Chaplain Olivia, and my co-workers and stuff, man. We form a brotherhood, and it's going to be a brotherhood of change that people are going to be able to see further down the road. You know what I mean? So I do this, man. I do this to educate my people here in the community and the people that I advocate for. But today it's not about advocacy, so to speak, as far as me mentioning particular people, but it's just about us coming together as free people to help the incarcerated people and to help those people who are in need in our community. It doesn't matter, man, who they are, as long as you're able to be able to help them. I watched my brother George, man. I didn't see him, I just seen he blessed us with some blessings that somebody had given him, and and he blessed all of us, and I watched him bless somebody that he didn't even know, like a total stranger, you know what I mean, out the blue. And to me, man, that's big. That's just like a heart of God, man, being able to give. And one thing he always teaches me, and I watch him, he teaches me to activate my faith in giving. Because the more you give, man, the more God will reciprocate to you. So it's just not the big things. You don't have to do things for the public to see. It's those small things that you do for people to help them that you will reciprocate back. And, I learned that every day and last night and so many other times, man, how when we give what we think is our last, it comes back tenfold to us so fast, man. So fast that you don't even, that you don't even miss it, And so, but we as African Americans, or as people, and white people too, we want to keep everything that we have in our hand. And the more we have in our hand, the less we're able to receive. Man, when you give it back, wholeheartedly, it's going to come back to you, man. That's just the way God does things. You know what I mean? He said, be a cheerful giver, and you'll get all that back. So that's one thing that Chaplain King teaches me, on a daily basis. And you talking about the real meaning, man, of him and my sister Chantrell. You talking about the real meaning of family, man. It's like, we always check on each other. What's up, Joanne? We always check on each other, man. And it's a genuine concern, that we have. The same way, sometimes, I'll call John or he'll call me or Jay or whatever. Man, we check on each other. We check on each other constantly, man, because man, it's simple. We love each other. People might take that we become so masculine as a society that we feel like that we're soft when we say, we love our brother. You know what I mean? Or we go out of our way to help our brother. Man, back in the day, man, that's how the Black Power movement and the Panthers and everything came about, man. They loved their brother and their community so much that they checked on each other. You know what I mean? And those who were not fit to be in the community, they got rid of them by any means necessary. So that's just one of the things, man. One of the things, so I pray that everybody had a glorious Thanksgiving weekend. It's going to get, as I tell people, it's going to get worse before it gets better as far as the pandemic is concerned. So we have to stay safe, man. I went to a funeral today, of one of my relatives and stuff like that. So she wasn't sick at the time, but she had just gotten over COVID probably about a month ago. You know what I mean? And so even after getting over COVID, she was still a little sick. After that, so Aura went to her funeral today, man. A lot of my families came out, and so it's always, man, we losing too many people, young and old, to this pandemic. But yet I see people, man, who are in the clubs and who are in the grocery stores in their masks like they're Teflon Don or Superman or Superwoman, like the virus won't affect them. You know what I mean? And so we just have to continue to be safe. We don't know if they're actually exposing us to the, like so many people say, maybe they're exposing the black community to the virus so they could narrow down the population. This is a conspiracy thing that are floating around and stuff like that. Only thing I'm asking you to do is be safe, man. Wash your hand, wash your hand, wash your hand. What's up, Clarence? That's my fellow Mound Bayou Development Committee, who's one of the person who's working to change Mound Bayou or to restore Mound Bayou back to its greatness. So it's always an honor and a pleasure to work with him. You know what I mean? He was one of the great Hall of Fame football players. If Mound Bayou had a Hall of Fame, he would be in it. As a person and a football player. So, big ups to you, Clarence, man. Thank you for all you do for our community, man. I'm hoping that we can continue the partnership with the rest of the guys, Mr. Pates and everybody else, London and everybody, Mr. Talo, so we can continue to do things the old way Mound Bayou used to do it, man. This town was founded on greatness. It was founded through the will of a black community who had just come out of slavery, but they wanted to have things of their own, so they came here, and they came here together, man. They came here together. Back in the day, if they didn't have what they call riffraff in the community, Ben Green and I.T. Montgomery would put people out of town, if it was a lot of riffraff here or anything. And that's the thing that we have to get back to, man. We got to be polices of our own town, not police in the sense to where, people always, when you say police, people always want to think bad about that. But the first person they call when somebody breaks into their house or car is the police. So which one are you going to be? You're going to say, this dude here is always talking to the police, but the first person you call when somebody breaks in your house or jumps on one of your kids or anything, is the police. So we have to police our own community in the sense that we have to protect our elderly, we have to protect our young people from getting trapped up in the streets. And so we have to guide our community back to their greatness. We have to show love in our community, where if each one of us start beginning to extend the hand and invite people in, things will get better. We can't depend on our elected officials, locally or abroad, or from the top down, from Joe Biden to Kamala Harris, all the way to Benny Thompson, anything to reach down and to help us. Yeah, they're going to be able to do some things to us, but all in all, man, we're around each other every day. We're within arm's reach of each other every day. And we don't help each other. We can't wait on somebody to come from Jackson to help us. We can't wait on somebody to come from Washington down here to Mount Bayou and help us. Man, we got to begin to help ourselves, right here in this community. There's so many things that we could do, here. Throughout the pandemic, everybody got non-profits to where they can get things from other people to be able to give out. There's so much COVID relief, man, that we can get to where we can give out food baskets and stuff like that. You know what I mean? But we have to put our heads together and form a think tank to where we can get together and talk about how we can better our community, whether it's for beautification purposes or whether it's just for everyday living. You got older people whose houses they have windows busted out. They can't get back and forth, but we don't even go by and check on them right here in our community. People that we know. There are a few elderly people I try to go by and check on, not because I'm obligated to, but these were some of my mother's friends before she passed. So I try to go by and check on them at least to see how they're doing, if they need to go somewhere, if they need somebody to do anything, do something for them. For us, it's always about that it's got to be some kind of financial gain attached to it. We won't get out and do things from our heart and just do things for the community. It's always got to be something. It's always got to be some kind of thing that we're going to be one up or we're going to come up ahead, man. No, man, just do it for the sake of goodness, man. Just do it for the sake of God. And then you'll just see how things would change around us. You will see how people would begin to see each other in our own community. I tell people every time I get on here, man, there's no way that we as all black communities should have 2 stores run by Indians, in our town. They don't live here. They don't sleep here. They're going to take every dollar they make out of this community back to their country or somewhere else. They're not staying here. The money that we go and we spend at those stores, they're not staying here. You know what I mean? So, yet we won't even go out to TGNS and even buy a sandwich or buy breakfast or anything like that. They cook food. They're barely surviving because we won't spend our money there. We're waiting to buy some chicken from right here uptown. You know what I mean? Before we drive out to TGNS and buy food. Same thing. We'll go spend our money to Cleveland or Amerigo before, we go to Jonas, on Sunday. There's no reason that she shouldn't be able to survive every day. You know what I mean? So we got to start spending our money here, man. A lot of people still go to Cleveland to get their hair cut. You got Nuki right here, or the Bradley barbershop. For so many people, I see so many people from Mount Bayou in Cleveland getting their hair cut, man. It's ridiculous, man. You know what I mean? So I don't know, man. We need to have our school back open. JFK needs to be back open. There's no way JFK should have been closed when Shelby School District was failing. I know people don't like for me to say that. Yeah, okay. They say, look at what came out. We were winning before we joined with Broad Street in football. Under the old Coach James era, we were a powerhouse before then. So I don't know, man. I don't know where has the love gone, or where has the love for community gone? You know what I mean? So you tell me, Clarence and everybody from around here, where's the love for our people gone? And so that's one of the things. Another thing that's like a hot topic is, man, it's a touchy subject, you know what I mean? But it's how it's so many. You look at how we look at these mega pastors and stuff, and then we hold them to such a high standard where we just can't believe that they would do something, that they could do something, and they not get punished for it. You know what I mean? Or we still look up to them. We talking about a $1 billion industry in the church. The church is $1 billion industry. The church really should take care of the community. And I'm talking about, you talking about a community of 2,900 to 3,000 people. We have at least 20 churches in this town. Why isn't there? Bethel is one of the oldest churches. Why everybody can't come and expand Bethel or First Baptist? These are our two major churches here. You know what I mean? But we got a church right across the street from a church, right next to a church, and right around the corner from a church. You know, so our community is divided. Religion is the biggest thing that divides our community. Why we can't just get together and have a revival and come up with one church? Why? Because everybody is chasing the power. The power. Everybody wants to be the biggest church. Everybody wants to be the best church when we're all God's children, and we should be all listening to the word of God. You know what I'm saying? And so the church back in the day is what took care of the community. But you know, now it's so many older people in the doors of the church that's stopping the younger people. You know that's why I respect these old witnesses. They get out and invite people to church. I don't know how many people since I've been home, man. I've went to like 2 or 3 different churches on my own, not because I was invited. I think I was only invited to one since I've been home, and I haven't had a chance because COVID. They haven't had church since COVID, but that's the only church I was in. I think Richard Coleman was the only somebody that invited me to church since I've been home. But you know, that was doing after COVID and stuff. He said whenever they opened up, I promised him that I would come out there and speak to the youth. But it's just a shame, man, how we as a community have so many different churches within our community. Man, we know for a fact that there's only one God, you know, when we know. And so how can we as people not like somebody who attend First Baptist or Bethel, or how can we look at them different? We all went through the same struggle here under L.T. Lambert, Coach Jam, and all the Miss Hawkins and all the teachers right here in our community. All of us went to the same school, man. We went through the same struggle. When Smitty's was uptown, when Miss Horse was uptown, when the Paradise was uptown, when Meeting them had their grocery stores, when this was a thriving town. All of us was on one accord, man, trying to make this a better place and a safe haven for blacks throughout the 50s and the 60s. But we've gotten away from that, man. Look at our streets. We can't even drive down our own streets without the cars being tore up. And with the current mayor only concerned about balancing the budget, man, what about our parks? What about our places that our kids need to go and play? You know, what about that? So I just think that it's bad that we've lost focus on what's important. I think what's important is community, is the people as a whole, not the place of Mount Bayou, but the spirit of Mount Bayou in which it was founded upon. It was founded upon where a black community wanted to do things for themselves, wanted to create. We were the biggest, or how can I say it? Black Wall Street before Black Wall Street was Black Wall Street. You know what I'm saying? So we were a thriving community. We had cotton gins, we had a zoo, we had a Coca-Cola bottling company. So we were a spirit of black empowerment after Reconstruction. This town was founded upon, black empowerment after slavery, during Reconstruction. So where has the will to survive gone? You know what I mean? When we have Cleveland growing, we have Pace growing, we have all the towns around us, Marigold. When people stop and block black business from coming here, then I don't think that they should even be able to lead our town. You know what I mean? So I just think that we have to, as a community, as a black community, have to get back and find a direction and find people who want to, lead us. You know what I'm saying? Another thing, what's up, Tim? But, back to us as a people, helping our people who are incarcerated. So one thing we have to do, man, like I say, man, all of us know somebody who's incarcerated, be it from Mound Bayou or be it from the world. We have to be able to take time out, reach out to them, write them a letter, man. Send them a letter and let them know. Send them a Christmas card. Let them know you was thinking about them, to start their new year all right. Maybe that'll empower him on the inside to want to change while he is inside. You know what I'm saying? So we have to reach out to them to let them know that we're here for them once they make the transition. That we're going to help them, like, not necessarily do his time, but to make his time easier. Let him know that he has somebody who cares about him, who thought about him enough. Maybe he'll straighten up on the inside. So many people on the inside are lost, man, crying out for help. Fed, state, and whatever, juvenile detention, and whatever. Right now, today, I guarantee there are over 16,000 juveniles in the state of Mississippi who are locked up, who spent Thanksgiving in incarceration. You know what I mean? Probably a lot of them for petty crimes. I was looking at a juvenile statistic out of Jackson where it says we're one of the smallest states in the United States, but we have more African American juveniles incarcerated per capita than any other state in the United States. Right now in Mississippi, more of our juveniles between the ages of 14 and 16 are incarcerated. We have more juveniles incarcerated in the state of Mississippi between the ages of 14 and 16 per capita than any state in the United States. So what does that say about us as a community? You know what I mean? You're saying that our kids in Mississippi are worse than kids anywhere else in the world, anywhere else in the United States? Or is the justice system designed to keep us oppressed, from early childhood? You know what I'm saying? So that's one of the things, man. I just wanted to jump on for a few minutes, man, just talk to my people on a Sunday night, man. I appreciate you guys coming out. I love you guys, man. Reach out to me. You know what I mean? I'll be back with Sail with Sippy further in the week, man. Today I just wanted to give thanks to everybody, just for being safe and for looking out and helping your community or helping somebody, man. Thank you for all your support, for with my page, man, with my Two Black page, with my Sail with Sippy page, or whatever. If you donated anything, if you came through and ate, man, we hope that you enjoyed it. We're going to be doing some things in the community. Hopefully this month, I have to get with Chaplain King to see exactly what it would be. Hopefully I'll put out the flyer tomorrow so everybody will be in the know about what we're going to do. We're going to try to do something in December. So once I speak with him and sit down and we have a talk, then I'll let you guys know tomorrow so that everybody will be on board, So hopefully we'll have a toy drive, with a special guest. I'll reach out and talk with him tomorrow and just ensure we're going to try to pass out some toys for the kids. And so I'll let everybody know tomorrow, same time, same bat station. Take care.